Government, even for the first half of 2019, we have not been able to meet our revenue target. We spent more than we budgeted for in terms of recurrent expenditure. We've then had to borrow more than we budgeted for. Debt service cost is higher than our plan. So everything is going in the wrong direction. And this is not sustainable. So it is true that government has to do something differently to be able to raise revenue, to fund development and meet government finances. But I think the approach has to be holistic and it has to be coordinated. So when you have something coming from the executive, National Assembly is doing their own, they say it's communication tax. When the executive said, let's increase VAT to 7.5. And then you also have, introducing police fund levy. And then they say, oh, we're restoring toll gates. If you bring so much within a very short period of time, what you then do is you kill productivity. So as a matter of fact, taxation is not something that you just wake up overnight and you say, well, you know what, let's raise up tax revenue profile and it will happen like a few days. No, it's a long-term thing. And while you're planning that, you need to think about for every move you make, what will be the overall impact on the economy? Most importantly, on the vulnerable people, the poor, and businesses. So what Nigeria has not done very well is to be able to use data to inform decisions they make around taxes. And that is why sometimes, they say the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So you may have something good in mind, but then you have unintended consequences because you haven't thought about it carefully. If we focus on how can we make various sectors of the economy more productive, particularly MSMEs. If we find a way today to make every single MSME, there are almost 40 million of them, become more productive so they employ one more person, the unemployment rate will go down to single digits. And some of the problems we're facing are self-inflicted. So they're not by God, they're not by another country. They're the wrong policies we have, the laws that we have that are not fit for purpose. Some of them we inherited from the British. The Stamp Duty Act is a law of 1939. How lazy can a country be not to be able to review the laws and reenact them to fit for purpose? Such that at the end of the day, we have to enable businesses for prosperity, enable individuals to make success. Out of their prosperity, they then pay tax. So if you focus on tax, your focus is wrong and it's a misplaced priority. If you focus on prosperity, value creation, and productivity, then maybe one day we have, the Apples of this world, the Googles of this world, in Nigeria, such that, the tax paid by a few of them alone will be enough to fund government's budget.
Looking at our fiscal policy, timeline 2020, ERGP should be expiring its course. What will you be expecting in terms of a strategic policy that focuses on growth, even if it's a 30-year plan? What should be the ingredients or components of that policy?
Yeah, we have to start living one day at a time. So I don't know whether it's because Nigerians are very religious. So they only care about today. They say tomorrow will take care of itself. So for a country that is looking at long-term and looking at development and growth, you should think long-term. So I do agree we need to start thinking about a 20-30-year plan for Nigeria and then break it down into components that we can evaluate on an annual basis and maybe over a period of 3 to 5 years. So having said that, we can easily do more than 5% growth rate. We have to be growing faster than our growth in population, otherwise we're getting poorer every day than the previous day. So that's a fact. But we can easily do double digits for a long period of time because Nigeria is almost at the bottom of its potentials. To be able to do that, there has to be a commitment on the part of government to build institutions and also to spend money on infrastructure. Sadly, for the first half of this year, federal government has spent nothing, zero on infrastructure. I'm hoping that some of these new taxes that are being introduced, maybe we'll get to a point where we have to put in the law that the revenue from a particular tax or some taxes can only be used for infrastructure, so that we compel government to look inwards to become more efficient in the money they spend in running government and allowances they pay to themselves, and think more about what can actually make Nigeria start growing in a way that is inclusive and lifts our people out of poverty. We should not be the world capital for poverty.